After a pretty easy train ride from Kyoto, we got into Osaka just around sunset, and we were excited to see the hustle and bustle of the big city after the last few days. If you've been on any kind of trip before, you'll know that one of the most exciting times is that first meal after dropping off your bags at your hotel. For the first meal, we had to go for one of Osaka's specialties, okonomiyaki, which here is prepared fresh on a tableside stove. The first one, as you can see, is more traditional, with bacon topped with bonito flakes. Our second dish was a thinner crepe style and had noodles inside a sweet soy sauce. There's a few internet famous spots for okonomiyaki in the city, but we weren't really interested in waiting in line for an hour for the best in the city. This spot we stumbled upon had a great atmosphere and awesome fresh food. Osaka is Japan's third biggest city and is known for its food, entertainment, and nightlife. Its heart is the Dotonbori strip, where we're at right now, which comes alive at night and is always busy. Exploring Dotonbori was the plan for night one. Wandering through endless covered and uncovered shopping areas, we finally made it to the iconic riverside view and the world-famous Glico Man sign, an advertisement first built in 1935. Back then, it was just a simple sign. Now it's a massive display with dozens of other signs around it. All of this consumerism and bright lights kind of lured us into this toy capsule store, where we would try our luck at getting a fun souvenir.
Which ones did you get? Wait, first, which one do you want?
I think this green guy. Oh, definitely not him. He's kind of weird. I'd be happy with these two. Maybe this one.
Okay. Let's see what it is. Is that the worm?
It's the worm. Not the one I was hoping for, but still a pretty fun souvenir. Another mainstay of the Dotonbori area is the arcades. The most well-known are the claw games, but all of them are basically gambling, with the hopes of getting some little prize. I was unfortunately not able to knock over this stack of toy cars with marbles in order to win one after way too long trying. The next morning, we set off to check something off my Japan bucket list, which was renting a JDM sports car from the 90s. I will not bore you with the details of the car and how excited I was, but hopefully we can share some of the views and moments we got to experience while driving around the city for a couple of hours. Because it was near the car rental shop, we ended up driving in this very industrial area, not somewhere we'd typically go as tourists. However, seeing the cityscape views from on top of bridges and the ocean peeking out between factories was kind of interesting or beautiful in its own urban kind of way. If you're into cars, car culture in Japan is unmatched. I would recommend visiting the G-Lion Museum if you want to see some vintage cars. We next drove to a nearby scenic viewpoint to check out some ocean views and made a quick stop for a convenience store lunch. Our last stop in the car was this strange building that we saw from far away. It turns out it's actually a waste treatment plant. Good for one last and kind of weird photo shoot before we would head off to a more traditional photo op this afternoon. The Dotonbori Tower is a classic landmark and is located in an area that felt a little different from other parts of the city. Still very over the top and loud, but a bit older and maybe a bit grittier. Our evening plans consisted of going back for some more capsule toys. I'm sorry, they're just too fun. This is a special edition thing actually at the Nintendo store in Osaka Station, and the next stop that we'll be at is back on Dotonbori. Since we love driving in Japan so much, we're gonna get some road signs. I'm hoping for the stop sign. I don't want the deer. It's like a do not enter sign, I think. One thing I didn't mention, we ended up actually being in Osaka on Halloween Day. We didn't participate in the party or dress up, but there definitely was a lot of people out and about. Apparently, there were attempts to make the night a bit less rowdy than previous years, but it still looked like a great night of festivities and was pretty fun to see everyone dressed up. Here's some shots of the busy streets at night. Enjoy our last night in Osaka with us before we visit its most famous site tomorrow. We're on our way this morning to Osaka Castle, one of the most famous sites in Japan, and one which holds great cultural significance. As we approached these moats and walls, the scale of the complex was beginning to take shape. These walls, built in the early 1600s, are made from interlocking bricks and have no mortar. Osaka Castle. We're walking over the bridge to get inside. This is the outer moat. I believe there's an inner moat as well. The main building is just beyond there. One surprising thing is just how tall the castle is. It's 58 meters, or about 17 stories, taller than many high-rises. It lies on this large stone base, which forms a protective structure several stories high. This majestic and ancient building is such a contrast to the skyscrapers that surround it, and from the modern, entertainment-filled metropolis that Osaka really is. My last tip for an Osaka trip is to get to your train early and enjoy a bit of Osaka Station on your way out. There's tons of shopping and food in and around the station. But for us, our Osaka trip is ending on a donut-flavored high note. We're off to Izu to explore the lush nature and get some relaxation in. Subscribe and follow along for more travel adventures.